Welcome to today's waning crescent Pisces moon. So, what does that mean? Waning means we're in the part of the moon cycle where the moon is getting smaller, heading toward and now approaching the upcoming new moon. Also, a crescent means we're getting down to the thinner and thinner part of the moon where we see that the moon getting smaller and that sliver. Eventually, that will disappear into the new moon. The moon is in Pisces, meaning that we are in a period of dissolving, releasing, letting go, transcending, connecting with a bigger picture of spirit. And if you've been following me, you also know that we are completing a Pisces moon cycle. So we've come full circle. The moon began the moon cycle in Pisces, has now gone all through all of the signs of the zodiac, and has now returned to Pisces, where we began this moon cycle. The new moon, the next moon cycle will be in Aries. So the new moon on April 8th will be a solar eclipse, and that will begin the next moon cycle. Also, Aries is the beginning, in many ways, the beginning of the zodiac. It is the sign that represents sort of the beginning of the year in terms of the beginning of the growing season, the beginning of the daylight returning. And it's not the, we have the daylight returning on the winter solstice, but spring equinox is the Aries time. So anyway, the Aries is the energy of babies and new things emerging and coming out of hibernation and those types of things. So we're looking ahead to the growing season, the creative season, the productive time. So what does it mean that we're wrapping up the Pisces moon cycle right now? And we're going to talk about that. So I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Friday, April 5th. Again, only 3 days away from the upcoming new moon and solar eclipse in Aries. So as we are moving through this Pisces moon time, and yesterday I mentioned, we look to the moon sign to give us a clue as to the mood of the day. And the mood of the day shows us what is the energy that will best help us align with the bigger picture of what is unfolding, how we are changing, how we are learning new things, letting go of some things, embracing other things. How are those bigger pictures of the qualities of energies and the processes in our lives that are moving and changing and unfolding? How do they show up, and what is the best way to work with that energy? That is shown by the moon sign. So that's why we talk here about self-care and the moon sign. You'll also notice that the moon in astrology has to do with caring. It has to do with emotions and feelings and needs and the mood, right? They have the same root word, mood and moon. So we have the moon and we have the mood, and we have the best way to align with the energy and the opportunities of the day to best support ourselves in making the most of what is transpiring and unfolding inside of us and around us. Okay, so so we come back to Pisces. The sign of Pisces is the sign that is, if Aries is the first sign or the beginning of the zodiac, Pisces is the end. It is the sign in which we are the most mature. We have gone through, we've been around the block, right? We've been all the way around the block when we get to Pisces. We went through all the signs. And that means that we get to graduate. So Pisces allows us to transcend old identities, old ways of being, old ways of doing things, old constructs, old agreements, old structures. Pisces is about dissolving all of the physical anchorings and manifestations and rules that have governed our lives or organized our lives in one way or another. So we develop these ways of being as we go through the zodiac signs, and then in Pisces, with the sign of Pisces, we release, we transcend, we dissolve those constructs. And so that allows us this bigger picture of connection with our spiritual needs, our heart's truth, what brings meaning to our lives, what feels important, right? So these things are that are intangible. And the intangible that brings meaning to our lives is bigger than the constructs, the agreements, the things we've built or become or whatever. So Pisces helps us let go of old identities, old constraints, old things that have defined us. So as we complete this moon cycle, we've been doing the work of connecting with what is beyond those constructs. And so as you reflect back to the last month, and what have you been working on, what's been showing up in your life, what are the themes of what you've been thinking about each day and working through. And it has to do with the bigger picture of what's this all about? What is it all about, and why are we here, and what do I want? What's important for me, right? In the bigger picture. So if you think about how we're going to be reborn in a sense, with the Aries moon cycle and the Aries solar eclipse, it's important also to go through this process of releasing and letting go of what we have been previously. So we're completing that work. So we are connecting with what is it? What is the meaning in the bigger picture? What is important in that bigger picture? And that brings us to, what are our hopes, our dreams for the future? What can we imagine for our lives? What does healing look like? What does goodness look like, right? What are the good things that we want? What are the outcomes that we want to align ourselves with in terms of the bigger picture of meaning and the bigger why? So as we go through this, not a final, because it comes around every month, right? But this final Pisces moon of this moon cycle, we are again being reminded to not be so attached, to let go of the old things that we thought we gave meaning to our lives, I guess, because it was a way of defining things, a way of understanding or anchoring things. So when we let go of those definitions and those limitations, we open ourselves to the bigger picture and creating something new that can emerge and start with the Aries new moon. So that's where we're heading. That's why the upcoming Aries solar eclipse is kind of a big deal. It's really a reset point. It's really an opportunity to start new, fresh start, fresh beginnings. What do you want to be next, right? And you get to still be you. You just get to step into something new. You get to be more or expand into what is important to you in bigger ways, in new and different ways, in ways that fulfill some of that soul's urge, some of that soul's longing, heart's longing that you may have. So think about the bigger picture, let go of what that might have looked like for you in the past as you prepare and make space for and allow in the new ways of embodying that bigger picture. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for following me with all this. I know it's a lot, and I just so appreciate your listening and your interest. And thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Please hit subscribe if you enjoy these videos and you want to see more. So I appreciate your support. Check out my website, astrologyheals.com. I'm Marina Orms. I have a guided meditation available for sale for the upcoming Aries solar eclipse that can provide you with even deeper support as we go through this time of emergence and new beginnings. So thanks for being here. I am here every day with astrology for unshakable self-care. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.